Here are your hosts, the real Josh Elliott and Bryan J.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of Nostalgia Mania, episode 57, the show that explains what TNA actually stands for.
Do we? I mean,
that's total nonstop action.
Okay. That's
Total nonstop action wrestling.
all we'll say.
Yeah, we'll take you back to the nostalgic movies, wrestling shows that made the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s absolutely unforgettable. I am your host, the real Josh Elliott. This is my co-host, Bryan J. Baby! What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. Digging the new format we're getting ready to roll out tonight, and it should be a lot of fun. Maybe not doing so much of the wrestling anymore, but you want the movies? We got you covered.
Yes. So we got a lot of changes here. May not see or hear the changes in the podcast world or the visual YouTube world, but we are on a completely different streaming platform tonight. We're on EV Mux. Previously, we were on StreamYard, so that has come to an end. Nostalgia Mania will be on EV Mux for at least the foreseeable future, at least the next year. Same with the I-70 hot tag. We're also got a new branding, graphic website that we're going to be using for all the show graphics and videos. So a lot of things changing. We got a couple different ideas and segments we're gonna debut here tonight on Nostalgia Mania. So a lot of fun stuff, man.
It'll be a lot of fun.
You ready for Thanksgiving?
No.
No.
To be fair, we do a lot of the cleaning and stuff the night before. I prep the turkeys because I get up pretty early Thanksgiving morning and I smoke the turkeys. And I have a lot to do still, and work's been keeping me busy, and my wife's still, getting over her surgery from her hand, and she's in the cast, so
yeah.
We're trying to get things done, but we should have it ready.
That's good.
How about you?
You've already got your Christmas tree up, though, don't you?
I do not. No.
Oh, you have? You don't?
No.
Wow.
I do this year after what happened with my dad. Just kind of sucked the life out of putting things up.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
This year, I may put a couple of things outside, maybe a couple of strings of lights, but I'm not doing what I normally do, which is at least anywhere from 8 to 10,000 lights, a bunch of inflatables, all kinds of stuff. This year, we're probably just going to decorate the inside, a few things outside. But on a normal year, you would be correct, and I would have the tree up.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. We got Thanksgiving on Thursday, obviously, and we're gonna go over to my wife's sister's house. They're actually gonna go over there a little bit early. I'm gonna stay here with the kids for a while. They're gonna cook, get everything ready to go. Then I'll bring the hooligans over after, so they're not in their way as they're cooking. So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. So
definitely.
So
and we have football.
We have football. The Chiefs are playing the Cowboys, right?
Yes, 3:30.
Yeah, so they're the middle game.
So normally we do like 1 or 2 on dinner. This year we were like, yeah, we'll do it at 1. So that way maybe a lot of the people will leave by 3:30, and because we're going to have a house full. This year my brother has his boys, so we're probably going to have 15 to 18 people.
Yeah. Wow. You got a big enough house to be able to host everybody, or?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll be just barely big enough, but yeah, we've got a big enough house. I'll be up like at 4 a.m. smoking the turkeys.
There you go. I like it, man. Speaking of football, so we normally would jump into what we call the vintage report. So we're not going to do the vintage report today. However, I did want to bring this up because what happened in November of 2007, which is the same month and year that this TNA Impact was released, was an NFL record was set and still is this record today, and that is the NFL rushing yards in a single game was broken by Minnesota Viking Adrian Peterson on November 4th, 2007 against the San Diego Chargers. He has 296 yards rushing in a single game. That's insane.
So close to 300.
It was. And it was only one more than Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis has 295, so he beat it by 1 yard.
That's an insane stat.
It's crazy. That's crazy. So we're jumping over. I got a couple of viewers here. If you guys are in the chat, go ahead and post something here. We are on a completely different platform, so everything is different. Like everything I normally see is normally on the right side of my screen. It's flipped over to the left, so everything's a little bit switched. So if I'm a little late getting to your comments, I apologize. I'll get used to it. Just give me a couple shows.
I got the comments.
So
let me get up here and see.
There you go. Yeah, you're about 4 feet away from your phone right now.
Yeah, I'm a little ways away.
You don't look like it.
Hey, as soon as I get some sort of new device, computer, iPad, or something, it'll be better.
You'll be good. I'm hoping that my video feed is working flawlessly tonight. We are on a different platform. I'm assuming that the video issues are from StreamYard, but we'll see. If I go back and see that my feed's still in and out, then I know it's either my camera or my computer. So
far, it looks good.
I think it's always do I ever cut out live for you?
Yeah, sometimes. You did.
Okay. So then maybe it was StreamYard. So we'll see. We'll take a look back. But what I wanted to talk about here before we jump into the episode is we're going to debut a new segment that we're going to include on every single episode going forward. And Brian is super excited about this. As you can see, I'm going to clip that and I'm going to make it full screen. And that's going to be posted on social media.
If it's what I think it is, I am excited about it, yes.
So previously, we would cover, like the first 20, 25 episodes, we covered video games. Then we, kind of steered toward some other, Blockbuster, MySpace. Then we went into movies, and that's kind of where we've stuck the last 10, 20 so episodes. What we're going to do is we're going to debut something called the Warp Wheel.
Yes.
And what we have on this wheel, and I won't show you here yet, but I will pull it up onto the screen. What we have are roughly 20 or so topics that are submitted by the viewers, the listeners, and we've got a few on here that I've put on there, Brian's put on there. So we've got a bunch of topics on here. And we're going to spin the wheel live on the show. And whatever that topic lands on is the topic we're going to start every show with. And that can be from... currently, there's no movies on the show because we're going to be covering movies every week. So I did not put any movies on the wheel. But we got TV shows. We've got commercials. We've got, skating rinks back in the day. We've got, Bill Nye the Science Guy. We've got, everything that from the 80s and 90s that we think would be fun to talk about is on this wheel. We're going to spin it. Whatever it lands on, that's what we're going to spend the first part of the show chatting about every single week.
Yep. And when we start getting these knocked off the wheel, anyone on any social media platform, please make suggestions. We want to make this as interactive as we can. So you can become more involved in the chat and with the show. So we want this wheel to be all viewer picks, not just ours.
Yes. So if you're here in the chat, like I said, we got some viewers here. Just comment and let us know what you think. But without further ado, let's bring up this warp wheel. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it on this new platform. And we will. Here it is. So you can see some of the things on here that we floppy disks is one, Game Boy, and we're just going to give it a spin and see what it lands on. All right. Early internet.
Uh-oh.
Early internet. That's where we're starting. So let's talk about it, man. What do you remember about your first time using www on the internet?
Oh, I we didn't have a computer at my house, so it was always at friends' houses or at the library at school. I remember the library at school using a computer to just look up facts, and of course, like the only thing you could get in school was the educational websites, and I just remember looking up something about like a something in history for one of my reports. It literally took me the whole hour in the library, and I think I got maybe a quarter page of notes because it just took so long to load, and it was all done through telephone lines, right? So it wasn't Wi-Fi or anything like that. We go to friends' houses, and of course, big wrestling fans. We go to my friend Corey's house, and we'd look up something. Uh, They're like a picture of the NWO. Oh, hey, there's this cool picture of the. It'd take like 20 minutes for it to download to full screen, and then we'd be like, okay, print it, print it, print it. It was just. I remember it taking forever to do anything. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. So what year was that? Do you remember?
Oh, geez. So school was probably early '90s, and then at my friend Corey's house, it wasn't much better. It was probably like '95.
Yeah. I remember, so it was probably sometime in the mid 90s. It had to have been because I
Mhm.
was pretty young, probably 10, 11 years old. And we had, my neighbor had a computer. We went over there and uh, we were in way too young at this point. So just throwing that it's out there, but we were in chat rooms. And that's where we
Mhm.
became fluent with what we know now as ASL in the chat
Yeah.
rooms. And for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you do, that's age, sex, location is the common term for people in chat rooms in the 90s to ask you how old you are, what gender you are, and where you live.
Yeah, never really got into that.
Yeah,
I didn't really do any chat rooms. We just looked up wrestling stuff.
yeah. I was big into the chat rooms, man. That's where I first started. Have you ever heard of eFeds?
Yes.
That's where I started on an eFed. I found an internet wrestling federation online in chat rooms, and that started back in it's probably early 2000s when I started that. So, but yeah, and I remember God, it wasn't even until I want to say like probably mid to late 90s before we got a computer in our house too with internet.
Yeah.
I remember there was everything always goes back to wrestling with us,
Yeah, it
but
does.
I remember there was a wrestling either a pay per view. I want to say it was a pay per view or a Nitro. I think it was a pay per view, and but now that I'm thinking about it, it had to have been a Nitro where they ran out of time and they just
Mhm.
cut the feed off. And WCW did this all the time because they couldn't figure out how to time their damn show. But
Yeah.
they cut off what was happening, and like the NWO was coming down, or Goldberg was something was happening in the ring, and it just cut off. And they advertised, "Hey, if you want to know what happened, go to WCWWrestling.com to find out what happened." And we didn't have the internet at the time, so we went to my uncle's house, who lives in Independence, 45 minutes away, to say, "Hey, go type this in the go to that website." So I find out what the, what the NWO did last
Yep.
night.
And then it took like 10 minutes to get on the website because there were so many people using it, and the traffic on websites was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was crazy, and you're right. I remember specifically that moment. Appreciate AJ
Yep.
Wallace for being in the house. He's here. First time I was online, my cousins and I were on Amanda Please, and the most important thing, I'm not making this up. I'm assuming Amanda Please was the Nickelodeon show, the Amanda Show, Amanda
Yeah.
Bynes,
I think so.
and so shout
If
out to the old Nickelodeon shows, man.
if not, we're gonna say that's what it is.
It's got to be Amanda Please.
It's
I
gotta be.
almost She said Amanda Please. I'm like, that's definitely
Um,
Amanda Bynes.
but yeah, I mean, like when I got on there, I'll be honest. when my wife and I got married and stuff, most of the things I did on the computer was we had my cousin's husband build us a computer. And even back then, it was still slow. You still had to hook the Ethernet cables up through the phone lines and all that. Um, Mine was downloading music, and it would take 45 minutes for one song.
You didn't use any of those illegal things, did you?
What? Well, I actually did, and I can say this because it has been past the statute of limitations.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and the website has paid out artists and is no longer a viable website. So, yeah, I did, and it took like I have CDs of stuff that I had burned, and then like now I'll go back and listen to it and be like, what was I thinking putting that song on there?
Yeah.
Why did I even download that song? It's like it just I just remember early days of waiting.
Can you imagine telling somebody from that was born in the 2000s, Gen X, not Gen X, sorry, Gen Z, and maybe even Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is a lot younger, but tell them I used to burn CDs. Do they have any
Yeah,
idea what burning a CD is?
they they don't know what CDs are. Yeah,
You're
so,
right. They don't even know what a CD is. Like, what's a CD?
yeah. What's a CD? It's like oh, it's like you remember those records that you buy now for $40 at Walmart? Those big things. These are little, and you put them in your car.
Yeah. Oh man, good times, man. Good times.
I mean, it was a lot of fun, but looking back, you're like, man, I waited an awful lot. There's so much more I could have done.
The biggest bummer was downloading a song that you waited the 30 to 45 minutes
Mhm.
and it was only like a 15-second clip of the song.
Yeah,
And
or it was the wrong song,
yeah, it was labeled wrong. Yeah,
like mislabeled.
that happened all the time.
Yep, I
However,
downloaded.
however, you did sometimes you would catch some pretty good songs by doing that on accident. You're like, hey, this is actually pretty catchy. I want to find out who this is.
Yeah, I
But
one time downloaded. I don't even remember what band it was. It might have been a Metallica-ish band. I think it was Megadeth or something like that. I downloaded the whole album, so it took like an hour and a half or longer. And when I got done with it, it was some uh, like Korean pop band, and it was mislabeled because they were trying to get their name out there. And I was like, "What is this?" I was so mad. I wasted like almost 2 hours.
that's great. That's great. The lovely days of the early internet, man. Lovely. Have you ever gone to the? And you may not even know this exists, but there's a website called the Wayback Machine, and Conrad always says the Wayback Machine, but I think he's just using that
Mhm.
as a term to go
Right.
back in time. But this actually it's the Wayback Machine, and you can put in an old website, and it will show you what it looked like in certain dates and time periods. Like if you wanted to go look at the WCW website from 2001, the year that they were bought out, it'll load up. Some of
Oh,
the
that's
images
cool.
won't work. Some of the images won't work, but you'll see
Right.
exactly how the website looked. Sometimes you'll see pictures and images. Sometimes you won't. It's pretty cool to go back and
Yeah.
uh, and look at what it used to look like back then.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. All right. Do you have anything else you wanted to chat about? Early internet.
I don't think so. I think that was it.
All right. So I like that. I like that segment, man. That's spontaneous. We're never gonna know what
Yep.
topic pops up, but it can be that. You saw Super Soakers on the wheel. You saw pro wrestling for the NES Nintendo game.
Oh, geez.
Um, I put a bunch of like video games on there, so that way,
Yeah.
not a bunch, but I mean, I put probably more than any other genre. That way, we might be able to get back to start talking a little bit of video games sporadically.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Definitely.
I mean, I do have this sweet Polo video game reference. So, anyway, let's let's do this. And before we jump in, Brian
Yeah.
J, I'm gonna have you blind rank
Oh no.
You're going to blind rank TNA wrestlers from best to worst without knowing who comes next. Are you ready?
Yes, I think so. So we're going to do 1 through 5, 1 being the best.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. First wrestler, Samoa Joe.
2.
Number 2. That was quick, man.
I love Samoa Joe.
He's great.
And-
Just won the AEW World Title this past weekend.
And he was so good in TNA, like, I think it's kind of overlooked.
He's so good wherever he goes.
Yes.
Highly
And-
underutilized. Even though WWE used him pretty good, I think he was underutilized in WWE.
And I'm pretty sure that TNA is where the Nope meme came from. I think that was the first time he ever did it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. Was he in ROH before TNA?
Yes. He was in ROH with CM Punk.
Okay, it's close then. It's got to be close.
Yep.
It's got to be close. All right, second wrestler on the list, the Monster Abyss.
Oh, love me some Abyss. But I'm going to put him at 4.
Number 4. Good old is it Christopher Parks? That is.
Yes, Christopher Parks.
Yeah, he's in WWE now. He's an agent or something.
Yes, he is.
All right. Third wrestler on the list, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. Ruh-roh. You there, Brian? Brian is. There he is.
I think we'll do. So I did 4 with Abyss. I'll do 3 with Christopher Daniels.
All right. Number 3. You kind of froze there for a little bit. I don't know what happened.
Oh, sorry about that. I had to check something on my phone. My wife had texted me.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So number 3, Christopher Daniels. All right. So you have what? 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
All right.
This is the scary part right here.
Yep.
Still in the middle.
You never know. All right. The fourth wrestler is Eric Young.
Oh, love EY. And back in, I don't know if you remember this. So I gotta dig into this really quick. So he did a long stint, and it was probably a year and a half, where I don't know if he had gotten hit in the head, and it just kind of made him like really goofy. So he'd go to the ring, and his opponent would come to the ring, and as he was in there and they'd start the match, he would lock up with like the referee and start wrestling with the referee. And then he said he wanted to get the television title from the television champ, and he was calling out Scott Baio. And like he did this whole thing where he was calling him out for like 2 months, and then he actually went. They did like a segment outside and showed them he's like chasing Scott Baio through a yard, and I'm putting him at number 1.
Eric Young, number 1.
I loved him, and he is a very good worker, and like did what was asked of him. Hilarious.
I love that, man. I love that you brought that up because we talked about E-Feds earlier. Eric Young, I was Eric Young in an E-Fed, and I played that exact same character. And it was so funny, man. Do you remember he used to like go to convenience stores and like do the craziest stuff, and it was just so funny.
Yeah, they show him going to different stores. Hey, do you know where Scott Baio is? And they're like, I have no idea.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Great.
All right, and this is a wild number 5, but number 5 I've got listed as the phenomenal AJ Styles. Bryan J is frozen again.
Sorry, that is on me. I had to answer my wife in the text. That is not on Emu. So it's funny that AJ's my number 5 because had I known he was in the list, and I should have known, He would be 1 or 2 because AJ was probably the top wrestler in TNA throughout its entire run on television. Um, he did so many amazing things and just ridiculous stuff. And he was doing all these moves and like the stuff you see nowadays in the WWE is like a third of what he did in TNA move set wise. When he went from TNA to WWE, Vince was like, "No, you can't do all these. You're going to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt because then you'll be off TV and I'll be paying your medical bills." And he did so much crazy shit. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, he is like the number one pillar of TNA
Yeah,
wrestling, along with Samoa
absolutely.
Joe is as the number two, and a close number two at that. But
Oh yeah,
um,
and even Daniels and Frankie Kazarian were two that are there forever. And honestly, they were my favorite tag team.
who? Oh, Kaz and Daniels.
Yep, Kaz and Daniels were Bad Influence, and I love that name. I loved them as a tag team, and they were just awesome.
One of my favorites is the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, definitely.
And
They were always awesome.
I got the opportunity to meet them and go see them wrestle in Grandel Wrestling over in St. Louis a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was pretty cool.
Very, very cool guys. Yeah, TNA back then before some big guys came over from WWE. That era, right before they all got there, was freaking awesome. Like, probably my favorite television wrestling was that era of TNA, just because so many great people were there. Like, you remember Amazing Red?
Yeah.
And when Amazing Red kept getting bullied by, I don't remember who it was, he kept getting bullied and bullied by this group of guys. I think it was like 2 wrestlers and a manager, and he's like, "Well, next week I'm going to bring my big brother." And Amazing Red's like what, 5'4", 5'2", and little guy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And then the next week, they're all in the ring. Or he comes out, and then this guy named Crimson comes out, who's just this 6'2", red, spiky red hair, just jacked dude. And they had some great wrestlers.
Yeah, I like. I'm glad you brought up Crimson because I actually was going to bring that up as one of my favorite stories in the mid. I don't even know when that happened, but I remember watching TNA
Yeah.
as I'm love that story. Crimson came in intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
and sorry, I'm looking something up. I'm trying to find
No, you're fine.
someone's name, but I'm not going to be able to find it. But anyway, love that story. I also love the again we haven't even started breaking down this event yet, but do you remember Matt Morgan?
Yes.
I loved when he won the tag team titles by himself.
By himself.
And
Yep.
he kept saying, "I am the TNA World Tag Team Champions. I am."
Yeah.
And it was so funny. But he would dominate the
It
teams he
was
went
great.
against by himself. It was great.
Oh yeah, Matt Morgan was good, and like the whole X division was great. I think what I loved the 6-sided ring too.
And that's a good segue into this show because the last TNA show that we covered, it was the first televised Impact, which was still the 4-sided ring. This one here is the 6-sided ring. You're a fan of the 6 sides.
I'm a big fan of it. I know wrestlers aren't because apparently it hurts more when they land, but entertainment value is way up there.
Thinking about that now, how would that hurt more?
Just the way the boards are set underneath. So there's a lot shorter boards, and so they don't have any give.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You're right. I didn't even think about that. The give in the shorter
Yep.
boards makes it, yeah. So it's better to get slammed in the middle of that ring than it is off toward the side.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so let's run into this. Again, we're not going to run. We'll talk about every match, but we won't go super in depth. But I did want to talk
Yep.
about the commentary crew of one of my favorites. We've talked about him many times on this show. Is Iron Mike Tenay. Or the Professor Mike Tenay, whichever one you wanted to call him, and good old Don West. What do you think of this commentating crew?
I like Tenay. Don West did okay. Tenay is this. He's like the anchor. You know, he knows a lot. He always, he just for me brings a lot to the table. Like you, he's one of my favorites.
So much knowledge, wealth of knowledge, man. And it's weird to watch a wrestling show that did not have a Bobby Heenan or Jerry Lawler or Paul E. Dangerously, a funny co-anchor, a funny color commentator. Neither one of these guys played the comedy role at all.
Yeah, and it was kind of nice, wasn't it? I mean,
kind of, yeah. I mean, it was Don West. Yeah,
it's good for a change.
It is, and Don West. As much as I did not like Don West live, watching it as a young adult, I guess I was not a fan of it because he was so over the top. He yelled every time for the smallest moves, and I didn't like that about him. However, looking back now, I'm like, man, he was pretty good. He wasn't great,
right?
He played a good counter to Mike Tenay.
He did.
So, so we're here. This was we're at the inaugural Turkey Bowl, where the winner is going to get $25,000, and the loser has to put on a life-size turkey outfit, a turkey costume. So, we start off the show in Kurt Angle's house, I guess, and he is host.
Yeah, I think it was backstage. He was having the Thanksgiving dinner.
It was backstage. He was acting like it was his house. So he kept saying, "Don't break stuff." But but we start off with Angle. It was Kurt Angle, Karen, AJ Styles, Tom Coe, and Kurt Angle's daughter, and that was the beginning of it. So, and you're gonna see them pop up throughout the entire night. So, all right. First match. This is the semifinal, I guess. Is lots of triple threats, lots of multi-man matches. You got Brother Devon versus Chris Sabin versus the Monster Abyss. What you got? What you got for this one?
Well, I was a fan of all three. Little less on the Devon because I think by the time he got to TNA, I was kind of over the Dudleys. Not to say that they're bad. I just was kind of over them, Big fan of Sabin. And I liked the match. I thought it was really good. A big Abyss fan.
Yep. Yeah. I already talked about Motor City Machine Guns. Love Abyss. Brother Devon jacked here. And he came out with the X Division title, which was actually Black Machismo, Jay Lethal's. And I did want to bring this up. I don't know if you noticed this or not. I wrote this down. But our good friend Nicholas Chin would have an absolute aneurysm if he saw this. But the referee in this match was wearing shorts.
Yes, I think our friend would be quite upset. And honestly, I was not a big fan of the shorts.
I wasn't either. And I thought maybe I wrote it down and I said, you know what? I'm going to make a note of this and I'm going to check to see if this was a theme of the night where everybody wore shorts. It wasn't. It was just this referee.
Just him.
Yeah. I mean, what's worse, wearing shorts as a referee or wearing sweatpants as a referee?
Both. I mean, I would say probably sweatpants is, but I mean, if you're going to wear shorts, then all the refs have to wear shorts. You
Agreed.
need to be uniform.
Continuity. Yep.
I am a big uh, proponent of the refs being in proper attire, unless I know there's been like summer themed where there'll be refs that cut their sleeves off or are wearing a lei and stuff like that. If it's themed thing, awesome. But yeah, there really wasn't here.
No, no. And if just one of them is doing it, yeah, it didn't match. It looked goofy.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even notice if he reffed again throughout this night. That's the only one I really noticed him in.
Don't know that he did.
So, but also I think this might have been taped because I don't think TNA was live yet.
No, it wasn't live.
And I think this happened over a 2-night span. I'm gonna tell you why later. But nonetheless, Chris Sabin gets the win. He moves on to the finals of the Turkey Bowl. Meanwhile, Hall and Nash show up. A much obviously older Hall and Nash than what we talked about at at Bash at the Beach 96. 10, 11 years later,
11
actually.
Years. Yeah.
Yeah. So they say we're gonna go get some dessert. So that's the plan for Hall and Nash. Alluding to they're going to be at the turkey dinner, which now they switch to that. Bobby Roode, James Storm, and Jacqueline all show up, along with your buddy, EY, Eric Young, your number one.
My number one.
And he starts immediately acting like a fool. I mean,
of course.
Loved it. Started touching everything, knocking things off. He chugs a beer with James Storm at some point, and then Kurt Angle summons him or tells him to go sit at the kids' table with his daughter.
Yep. Hey, just really quick, can you kind of glossed over this tag team in there? Really good tag team of Storm and Rude, Beer Money.
Yes, but I don't think they were Beer Money at this point, were they?
I don't know that they were.
I think James Storm was still teaming with Chris. I'm drawing a blank on the other guy's name.
That's the thing, though they were together as Beer Money, and then they kind of separated and went on their singles runs, and then tagged with other people, and then they went back to Beer Money, and then they split up again and went back. It was never like a we don't like each other thing. It was just like I think it's time to part ways and come back, and part ways, come back. So they probably weren't at this point.
I don't think they even came in together, if I'm not mistaken. I think James Storm and Jacqueline came in together, and then Bobby Roode, or I guess Robert Roode at this time. I keep saying Bobby Roode. Robert Roode came in along with Eric Young closely behind. But Beer Money, you're right. I love Beer Money. Great tag team. I loved Robert Roode. And when he came to WWE, dude, he was so over in NXT with that song and Glorious. And, man, I really wish – I quit watching mainstream not long after he debuted on the main roster. So I know he didn't get as good of a push as I think he should have on the main roster. But he was so good, man.
He was. So,
James Storm still wrestles local scene too. He wrestles over in traditional American pro wrestling in Kansas, Topeka, I think.
Nice. So, I had no idea.
Yeah, he won their title at some point in time. So good for him. Good for him. All right, match number 2. This is another semifinals match. Johnny Devine. One of Brody's, I know Broderick's not in the chat, I don't believe. Unless if he is, he hasn't said anything. He wrestled Kip James of the Voodoo Kin Mafia. And then also Samoa Joe was in this as well. So what notes you got for this one?
I just love that you said, and also Samoa Joe. I don't know. I think it was a pretty good match, I big fan of Joe, so,
Yeah, it was a pretty good match, man. Kip James, Billy Gunn, obviously, Daddy Ass. he looked good here. And do you remember the Voodoo Kin Mafia storyline?
That I do not.
It was him and BG James, Road Dog. They did a very similar skits that they used to do while in WWE against WCW. But they did it here in TNA against WWE. Voodoo Kin Mafia. The initials to that is VKM.
Yeah.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So, and they did some crazy stuff, things that they would say about WWE live on air, and I thought were pretty edgy at the time,
Oh yeah.
But
I guess I'll have to go back and watch some of their stuff. But
it was good. It was good stuff, especially because I was a big TNA fan at that time, so I loved anything negative that they were saying about WWE. I was a fan of it.
Yep.
So, there was a pretty big fall away power slam, which was good by Samoa Joe. And then one of my favorite finishing moves, I guess. I forgot how good it looks and how good he did it, but the Muscle Buster, Samoa Joe, great finish.
It's really good.
Great finish. So he lands that on Divine, gets the win, and then he moves on. So now we've got Chris Sabin and Samoa Joe in the finals so far. Anything else to say about that match, or keep on moving?
Yeah, we can just keep on moving. We're running a little later, so.
Yep. So we go back to the dinner. We get added. Shark Boy is in with the dinner now. Petey Williams. That is the name that Broderick is a huge fan of, and I do too. That was Canadian Destroyer.
Oh yeah.
Sanjay Dutt joins in. Like, it's getting pretty damn crowded at this point. But AJ Styles leaves because he has a match. And Karen Angle complains because AJ didn't eat anything. He left his full plate. So.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Match number 3, the final quarterfinals match. This is a phenomenal match. And by phenomenal, I mean the phenomenal AJ Styles, the Black Machismo Jay Lethal, and none other than Christian Cage. Great match. Christian comes out, because this is the time that they had the what was it called? The Christians Coalition?
Yeah.
I think it was. So it was Christian Cage, AJ Styles, and Tyson Tomko were kind of a stable at this point. And they were mad at each other for some reason. I can't remember why. Something happened the week prior, and AJ ends up trying to help Christian get the win, and does a flip off the top rope or off the middle rope, and tries to get Christian's attention to pin. But in the meantime, he's actually pinning Black Machismo, and AJ gets the win inadvertently, which then pisses off Christian Cage. Yeah.
But I mean, you could just tell that in this match, the chemistry they all had was really good. Just the way they worked in the match, and it was good.
Speaking of good, talk to me and everybody else about how good of a Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation that Jay Lethal does.
Dude, that is awesome. I love it.
I don't think there's anybody that does it better. Like, I've seen some good ones on TikTok, but Jay Lethal nails it.
He has, like, if you closed your eyes, you would think it was the Macho Man right there. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous.
And I loved, not only that, his impersonation, but he would act like Randy Savage, and he'd come into it would be like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, and then Jay Lethal would come in and goes, "Oh yeah, like, where's Piper at? Where's and he's asking for Dusty Rhodes, and it was so good.
Everything about it is amazing.
Yeah. So, man, good stuff. Good stuff. So we got the final set now. We've got Chris Sabin, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles are the 3 finalists. They're going to do battle here in just a second. The 4th match, though, this is a female women's or knockouts match. And
Mhm.
another triple threat. Literally every single match
Every
on this card was a triple threat.
card.
Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, ODB. What you got notes wise on this one?
I've always been a fan of Angelina Love and ODB just because she was a badass and apparently still is a badass and still wrestling. Um, I actually liked the match. I didn't think it was as bad as people would think. Like if you look at it and you go, "Oh man, it's time to go to the bathroom, get snacks, whatever." It was actually a pretty decent match. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm saying I wasn't disappointed with it. Angelina Love,
Mhm.
like I was always a big fan, as a young adult, a big fan of Velvet Sky,
Right,
mostly because of being a young adult. I liked it. I liked her for more so
right.
on her looks. However, Angelina Love is by far the better wrestler,
Oh, yeah,
um, by far, and she showed it here. I mean,
definitely
absolutely
did.
dominated the match, and I'm talking like, and she didn't win, but I mean, just from a wrestling and ring
Yeah.
ability. And to your shout out to ODB, she is still wrestling, I believe. She also owns her own
Mhm.
food truck. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
She owns her own food truck,
I would
and
I would imagine everything has liquor in it.
I don't even know what she sells, but I do remember that
Mhm.
somebody mentioned she got kind of angry with a fan or something that was saying that all you're doing now is just a food truck, and ODB said, "I dare you to come try to do this for one day. Like it's not easy work. You have
No.
to you're not just going to stand there and sell it. You got to actually make it and prepare it, and
Oh, yeah.
you know." So
I don't know what it is, but I go and try it, you
oh,
know?
100%, yeah, 100%. I don't know where I think she's in Tennessee somewhere, probably. So,
Yeah, probably.
ODB, who won this match? ODB. ODB won the
ODB.
match. She jumped
Yeah,
off on from the top rope and pinned Velvet Sky. So,
yep.
um, backstage, we Awesome Kong. Shout out to Awesome Kong. She joins the Turkey
Um,
Dinner as well as Team 3D, both Bubba Ray and Devon. And Kurt Angle's daughter. This is a funny part. Kurt Angle's daughter tells Team 3D that they suck.
that was awesome.
And my kids cracked up because they were watching it too. And my son, my middle son was like, "That kid just said that guy sucked." I go, "Yes, he did."
It was awesome.
It was great, man. Great.
Loved it.
So let's do this. I know we are already at 50 minutes, but we always do this every wrestling episode.
Mhm.
Let me see where we're at. We're gonna take a look at the champions versus the champions.
Before we
So
finish the wrestling show?
yeah, man, we're gonna do it right in the
Alright,
middle, right before the
let's
main
do it.
event, right before the main event. So we're gonna take a look at who was the champions at the time and put them up
Mhm.
against each other on TNA Impact and see what kind of card we get. We only got 3 this
Yeah.
time because the TNA only had three main titles. So let's take a gander. The tag team championship is going to consist of Styles and Tomko, the TNA champions, taking on the team of Miz and Morrison, who were the WWE champions at the time. What do you guys say about this matchup?
Oh, I'm taking Styles and Tamco.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm taking
Yeah.
Styles and Tomko. I mean, I love The Miz. I think he's awesome, does great in everything that he's given. Not a huge fan of Morrison. My oldest son did like Morrison quite a bit, but I'm just TNA AJ Styles is a different animal. So,
Yeah. Don't let our buddy Chase hear you say you're not a big fan of Morrison.
I mean,
That is that's one of his favorites.
I
Um,
love the gimmick, but
yeah, I'm the same way. I wasn't a huge
I'm,
Morrison fan either, or Nitro, or whatever you wanted to call him, because he
uh
always changed his gimmick. Um, but Miz, man,
yeah,
Miz at this point in time was not on my radar as someone that I really enjoyed. It wasn't until he got that
Right.
awesome gimmick, started feuding with Cena, and that's when I was like, dude, I really like the Miz. He's really good.
Yep. When he started doing more of that stuff, he kind of locked in.
Yep. Yep. And he's been skyrocketed ever since.
Mhm.
So.
Oh yeah.
All right. And for the sake of the show, I'm going to go with Miz and Morrison on this. I think they had a better combination as a tag team than Styles and Tomko. So the next matchup, we got the X Division champion going against the United States champion. We're going to take Jay Lethal, the Black Machismo, taking on MVP. And what a match this would be.
It would be very, very good. I cannot go against MVP. Always been one of my favorites. I'm taking MVP.
Yeah, you can't go wrong either way here.
You can't, but
you really can't. However, again, we're going to go against each other on this one as well. I was more of a Jay Lethal fan than I was an MVP fan, so I'm going with Jay Lethal on this one. So, but this match would be great, great. And the final match, the heavyweight champions from each company at the time, November 2007. This match did happen probably, I don't know how many times, but I'm sure it happened a couple times in WWE. But the champion TNA, Kurt Angle, taking on the WWE champion, Randy Orton.
Oh, my. I like both, but jeez. I got to go Angle.
Yeah.
I love Orton. I do love Orton, but at this point in their careers, Angle.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you on this one as well. I think Kurt Angle, at this point in the careers, I became a huge Randy Orton fan, but I'm going Angle with this one as well. So that'd be a pretty decent card, man. Like I was hesitant about when we first picked this one. I was like, man, this is gonna be TNA versus WWE. This is gonna be a landslide WWE victory, right? But not necessarily. Yeah. So pretty fun segment.
Surprised you with this one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That you did. What a great and talk about surprising. And it wasn't surprising because they had 3 phenomenal wrestlers. But this main event was the hands down best match of the night and was a great showcase of what TNA was in 2007.
Probably one of the best matches to happen on TV in 2007.
Might have been.
One up. Yeah. But yeah, it was just action packed, everything.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you got Chris Sabin, who's typically a tag team wrestler, but doing great here tonight with the singles. Styles, obviously, we know how great he is, and Samoa Joe here too. Had a great match. I didn't write down how long it was, but it was the longest match. It was the best match. It had a lot of fast paced. It was good, man. I don't have nothing else.
So I know it went 2 commercial breaks. But so it was a long match, but if you were watching it, it wasn't long. I mean, longest match of the night, yes, but it was so entertaining. You just didn't realize the time was going by. And, high flying and grappling and everything that you can imagine happened in this match.
Yep. Yeah. And so basically what happened was Samoa Joe ends up getting the victory and defeating and pinning AJ Styles. So Samoa Joe is the $25,000 winner and wins the money. And AJ Styles is forced to put on the turkey costume, which he was very reluctant.
Very, as in, you could have. The amount of time he refused was almost the time I've seen some matches. He just kept no until he finally gave in.
Yeah, it took Jim Cornette coming out to
Yeah.
basically say you're either going to put this costume on or you're going to be fired. Like this is
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Like it was funny, and he did. He finally got that costume on, and he kept saying it don't fit, and you could see him trying to put it over his fingers. It don't fit. I can't put it on. Don't fire me.
Yeah.
I can't. It doesn't fit.
It was hilarious.
It was great, man.
And it started off the whole Turkey Bowl every year.
Yeah,
And then it kind of became like later on it became you wanted to wear the turkey suit, the turkey outfit. You wanted to, and it was just. And I know I don't remember when it was, but when EY was running around still crazy, I think there was like some random night in like April or May, and he wrestled someone, and after he won, he put the turkey suit on just because. And I'm like, that's that's why I love him so much. Like craziness. But yeah, that turkey suit became a thing, and I actually know someone who wore a turkey suit a couple of years ago at a wrestling event.
I thought he looked
too.
I thought he looked familiar, but I couldn't put my finger on it, so I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
So, it was a great time.
Sure.
I almost bought a turkey suit after that. You can ask my wife. I looked online and I was like, "Man, we have some more November shows. I'll be able to go around to whoever's having one." And
yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I'm sure it was, man. I'm glad. I didn't even know it was you until actually I think I did because you kind of alluded to something happening, and then as it was happening, I was like, "Wait a minute!" I said,
"Yeah," because I think I was on a podcast with you before, like a couple days before.
Yeah. Well, it was before the show started. I think you said, "Hey, there's going to be a spot you're going to want to keep an eye out on." And I was like, "Okay." So I kept thinking like something's going to happen in the ring. I was like, I think Bryan J is going to get beat up or something, and I was like, and then nothing happened, and I'm like, that's weird. And then I saw somebody in a turkey suit walking around, and it took me a minute, but I was like,
"Yeah,
I think that's Bryan J."
I did get chased by Roscoe.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It was fun times, man.
That was
a good show. That was a good show. But so AJ Styles is your first Turkey Bowl loser, I guess you could say.
Loser, yeah.
Yeah, and the show kind of ends with the culmination of the dinner, which weirdly enough, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash finally show up to this dinner, but there's such a big continuity error. Talk about continuity earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That people who were there are no longer there, and people who weren't are back. Like the James Storms and Bobby Roode were all gone through the last two segments, but they're back again now. So the filming of this stuff was all out of order. So it felt weird, but they ended up having a big food fight at the end, and which then ended with Kurt Angle coming out to the ring saying that AJ Styles is the biggest joke. And then there was a scuffle between Angle, Tomko, and Styles, and then Hall, Nash, and Samoa Joe to kind of close out the show. Which, man, Scott Hall, I mean, great wrestler, one of my favorites, but not in physical, not the best physical shape here.
No, he was not at that time.
But Nash still looked pretty good for being a little bit older, and obviously Samoa Joe. So the scene ends. The show ends as the crowd is chanting "Gobble Gobble" at AJ Styles.
So like there was a lot of November wrestling shows we could have done, but I remember when I think of November and wrestling shows, I always think of the Turkey Bowl. And so that's why I had to beg you to put this one on because
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
It's a lot of fun.
It is. It was great. I love watching old TNA, the early stages of TNA, pre 2010, pre Hogan and Bischoff.
Yes.
And this was right around that time. I don't know when Hogan and Bischoff came in. It had to have been within the next couple of years because Hall and Nash are coming in now, so it's not that far off. But I mean, the only other show we could have done would have been a Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Right, and we can do that next year.
Exactly. We can do that in a year.
Yeah,
but
we'll be there next year.
November. It's 2 days before Thanksgiving. We have to see a turkey on a wrestling show.
Yep. So here we are. Speaking, this is the last show of November. So we have quite a bit of things to announce for December. We are fully on Tuesday nights now. So we are going to be every Tuesday night going forward until, for whatever reason, the soccer practices start back up in April.
Yep.
But for now, we're on Tuesday nights, and I'm going to kind of roll through our slate. You don't even know what show. We don't even know what movies I picked yet. So this is going to be a surprise for you. So December, we've got 5. Count them 5 shows, 5 Tuesdays. So we're gonna have 5 time WCW champion. So let's roll through what we got going on for December. So first off, next week we're gonna open up a game board, and no, not the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Not the one you're thinking of. We're going to Jumanji, the original Robin Williams and Chris. Yes, I love this movie. This is going to be the first show of December, and the first Robin Williams movie that we've done.
Yes, it is.
So I'm excited for that. So Brian is excited. Okay, sorry. So that's episode 58. I've got these all out of order. So episode 59, we're going to go the Jewel of the Nile.
Yes, this was my pick.
This was Brian's pick.
Yes, a little like Indiana Jones-ish with a lot of comedy.
Can't wait.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, I've not seen this one, but I'm excited to go back. I know what this one is. I've seen clips of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. So
I have seen it all the way through once.
Oh, okay.
But I do remember that it is a good movie.
I like it. So there's both of those shows both those movies were released in December. The next 2 shows are getting close to Christmas, so why not do a couple Christmas theme? We're gonna bust out episode 60 with Vince Vaughn and Fred Claus.
Yes.
Yes, I have not seen this one in a long time. I'm excited to go back to rewatch this one.
Watch it every year.
Do you really?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years. So
much fun.
Gonna be fun. And then the week before Christmas, a few days before Christmas, we're gonna go to one of the all-time classic Christmas movies. And we're gonna go back to the McAllisters. We're gonna go to Home Alone. And
there's a reason I did not pick Home Alone is because I knew you would. And
why the hell did you take your shoes off? Why the hell you dress like a chicken?
Why the hell you dress like a chicken? Another classic that we could probably recite every single line.
That's what I will not have to rewatch. I will, but I would not have to.
I wouldn't have to either, but I will.
Yeah. And then to close out December was another movie that Brian and I has talked about since we started this. It was made in December, so no better way to close the year out than with the classic Tim Curry Clue, the movie, episode 62. So,
yes,
there you have it.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes, same here, man. Same here. My wife's excited for it too. She loves Clue. I love the game. I love the movie. Yep. It's so much fun.
It is definitely my top 2
of all time.
Of all time, and I think the other one is The Sandlot.
And that's going to be that's number 1 pick whenever it was coming. I don't know what month it came out, but it's going to be on the list.
Yep,
for sure. So, and then as you guys saw earlier in the show, we're going to do the Warp Wheel every single week. So we're going to talk about a different topic every single week, and it's going to be at random. We're not going to know what's coming, so it's going to make things fresh, keep things interesting. And on the spot. We're never going to know what's coming. And also, it's going to change it up just a little bit where we're not always talking about movies because, as you've seen there was not a wrestling show. So this is our last wrestling show of Nostalgia Mania for now, because you can catch the wrestling episodes on the I-70 Hot Tag just 2 days later, which is not this week because it's Thanksgiving. But the I-70 Hot Tag will get you a wrestling fix over there. So go check them out. Check us out. We're technically part of it. But go check us out, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, we've had a pretty decent, from what I can see, we had a pretty decent amount of viewers the whole show. Only Aaron Wallace, AJ Wallace, was the only one that commented though. So well, maybe others will follow his lead. But remember to give us ideas for the Warp Wheel, because Josh will take some of the things out that we've put in there and slide yours right in there. Eventually, we'd like to have that all full of listener suggestions. Yes. The more you can give your ideas and you can be involved, the better, to keep you guys engaged. And and even if you're listening after the fact on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts, leave a comment in the comments section on wherever you're, and we will see it, and we will put your suggestion in. Yes, absolutely. So, and if you're Brody, don't give us any suggestions. No, I'm just kidding, Brody. Oh yeah, he's planning on giving us a bunch. He's gonna fill up our wheel. So, all right. With that being said, guys, you can check Bryan J out over on X, on TikTok, on Instagram at BryanJ_baby. You can check JSE Studios 816 on all those platforms, including TikTok. And Nostalgia Mania. Go check them out on YouTube. Go check us out on YouTube. We are actually not the Zelda logo anymore. We are that logo, the Jurassic Park logo. Go check us out. Give us a follow, like, share on podcast platforms. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Next week we will be here with Jumanji Robin Williams. I do not have an exit video, so this is going to be super awkward of an exit here. I'm just going to play the intro again. We'll get an exit video next time. This is Bryan J. Bebe. I am your host, Josh, the real Josh Elliott, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. See you guys later.
Hop in the tape, rewind the show. From silver screen to the squared circle glow. Tag teams, blockbusters, heroes we cheer.